All right, so pretty much tonight we're gonna talk about the art of pro wrestling, strong style. We're talking about Jade because that's all we hear about Jade this, Jade that, and you know how I feel about Jade. And also we're gonna talk about what we talking about? Oh, can Attitude Era make it through or live through the modern day era? Because we talked about that and something we saw on SmackDown when The Rock came back and did the Attitude Era, but we can't hear shit because fucking Fox is too much of a pussy to leave it alone. But keep on bleeping it out. But also, we got some heat with AEW, ABU, and Reese. We talked about this shit. I'm like, ain't no way. Mm-mm. Mm. But yeah,
It's a lot going on. It's a lot going on in wrestling. Um, that we need to discuss. Like this like you said, it's crazy how we could the situation with Jade and supposedly she's supposed to be going to the performance center. Um, she's supposed to be going to the performance center this week. Yeah, Derek. Yeah, it's gonna be 6 hours of wrestling on Wednesday.
oh yeah, the
So you
Grand
gonna
Slam.
have two for Dynamite Live. Yeah, you got two for Grand Slam, not to mention the tapings for Ring of Honor. Or no, 'cause I think is they gonna do Grand Slam Collision too? So if that's the case, that's what you mean. If that's what you mean by 6 hours, it's gonna be more than 6 hours then, because you gotta remember they gotta do Ring of Honor.
I don't think so. They better push that
So it
next
might
week.
be
I
seven.
hope. Oh Lord, I know they won't go home. Be like,
Unless
I
they
want to
did
go
all the
home.
tapings already.
You know what? I wouldn't be surprised to do that because you know how they are.
I mean, unless they did all the tapings.
Shit, if that be the case, then there'd be a whole lot of spoilers.
Oh, oh yeah, it's definitely good. I mean, I knew the I knew the results to Jade match before they even announced Jade's contract shit because motherfuckers already put it on Twitter.
That
Like
shit
before we even knew about the
was.
Jade.
That was that was an okay match. Um,
You know
underwhelming.
that was her best. Yeah, but that was her best match. That was her best match. If you take all the BS, knowing this and this her last contract, try to just look at the match itself. That was her best match, bar none. All her matches, that was her best match. But of course, after you hit the match and then the hug, speculations start going high. So yeah, we could get more in depth with that. And what's it? And Dudley also talk her on the same day that she returned on Collision. Yeah, and yeah, I'm happy for her, but at the same time, I hope she knows what she's doing. Like I say with a lot of people, when they leave a certain place, they go to another place. Not just WWE when they go to another place, because you leave a place that you should be comfortable in, that they got you, that they made, especially one company that made you like on hand training, and then you leave it. I hope y'all know what y'all doing. you know, like I mean, unless you trying to say I want to challenge myself, like Finn did. Like Finn Balor said, I want to challenge. Uh, Nakamura said he wanted to challenge because he did all in New Japan. Or um, hell, if you go, let's go WWE. If motherfuckers leave WWE, they want to challenge themselves. See, was it WWE that made them star? Or was it themselves that made them star? So for her, for her, I'm happy for her. But at the same time, I know this is a new regime. I know this is a new merger, and I know that, but it's still WWE. And just because you got a merger going on, don't mean everything got swept under the rug. you know, so we just gotta wait and see.
Oh, we gonna talk about that. But it's time for the show. Monkeys. Roll the beautiful bean footage. Hello, everybody. My name is Hiromoto Takarashi, the member of Los Rebels to Carolina, and I brought my friend, Mr. Creamboot.
I'm not frozen. I'm just. It's like every fucking episode lately. I'm in shock, and I am very behind. But I'm good, brother enforcer, just a rebel without a cause, Mister Attention Getter. Still behind on these names. I didn't know I could. I just got. I just had a whole week to find out my new character name here. What the fuck, man? He did not warn me about this. But,
What we do is Strong
yeah,
Style. I thought you
let's
would
get
come up
this
with some
going,
dope
man.
names. Yes,
I
and
shit.
Brother
Hey,
Reese.
what? Hey, where is
I
he?
mean,
Where is
well, he should be
where
coming.
is
I know he got. Well, I know he
he's
got.
here. He's here.
Okay. Well, yes, but
He's here. We got him right here. He's right here. Right here. He's in the
oh
he's
yes,
he's here in spirit.
we just need a cutout poster like Jay White. But
Oh man, that'd be funny.
so it's gonna be a dope show. A few things we're gonna talk about. We're gonna talk about the art of pro wrestling, strong style, in which everybody love and adore. How strong style changed pro wrestling. We're gonna talk about Jade, and also we're gonna talk about this question we talked about behind the scene. Can the Attitude Era live in the modern day era? Now, while we talk about this, we just saw The Rock came back, Big Pop, doing big numbers on YouTube, and standard ovation with the crowds. Him and Austin Theories did good back and forth. I enjoyed it, and plus, it made Austin Theories look strong. But before getting all the buffet of girl wrestling, we got one big ass heat towards AEW. We saw the merchandise,
Mm.
the acclaim for the trio titles. If you know, you know how we feel. But us three rebels who are belt collectors, well, Reese will soon be a belt collector. We saw the goddamn price. If you think, no, scratch that. If you think that all three of us or any wrestling fans will spend $5 grand. Yes, 5 grand. We ain't talking about 4.99. No, we talking about 5 fucking grand. Tony Khan, AEW, the whole entire chief of merchandise operation. Y'all can eat my ass. Cause ain't no way I was to eat y'all ass, but they don't let their ass beat. Never mind. Y'all can eat my ass because ain't no way we would spend 5 grand over a championship belt. 200, 300 with some tax, okay, acceptable. Or go to our man, Bells man. Shout out to Bells man. I refuse, or we refuse to spend 5 grand. And that belt looks simple as hell that any belt maker can make. Because you lost your rabbit ass mind to spend 5 grand. If you do spend 5 grand, God bless you, because you must have saved a whole heap of money of purchase that one single belt. Not a set, but a single belt. Go ahead. I'm
One
done.
belt. One belt costs $5,000. One belt costs $5,000. You out your goddamn mind. Unless I'm getting that belt and I'm defending it on your TV show on a weekly basis, that belt, no. I'm probably the only person that did not like the belt. Anyway, for the get go, I don't like it. I'm sorry. To me, that's the belt I probably have for October and October only. I do not like the belt. I don't like the little fucking scissors at the end. I don't like the fucking. I now getting it now. The trios title is whoever wins them could customize whatever belts they are. When it was regular with the elite and the triangle, death triangle, it was just a regular belt. When the House of Black got it, they turned those shits into some black and white shit, and I get it. Now we gonna have pink bubblicious damn gum belts, and y'all trying to charge 5,000. I didn't see that number for nobody else when they got those belts. 5,000. You know how much rent we would be homeless if you try to buy those belts. Are you what's wrong with y'all? Like, and then at AEW, you don't need the fucking money. You just had what the all in and all out back to back weekends. You don't need the fucking money, Tony. Nobody in that locker room need the fucking money. Stop that. Stop the madness. Stop the madness. $5,000. Are you out your goddamn mind?
Yes,
No,
like ain't no way.
no.
No, we
You better bring that
no, not no fuck. Mm.
for one belt. Not all three of them. For one belt. And then if it was all three of them, it still don't come to $1,000.
For trio
No.
for the,
In
the
fact,
trio for three pay belts.
if y'all want,
Shit.
baby, people, if you want those belts so bad, this is what you do. You go to Hill Carmichael, you inbox him. He will give you the man called Best Belt Man. He will give you a reasonable price. Trust me, I know. I am working on a project right now. Reasonable fucking price. $5,000. My wife would divorce me, burn all my shit, and fucking send me fucking pictures of her playing on my PS5. Like, aha, motherfucker, you would still get $5,000 for a belt? Haha. No. $5,000 will break up a happy home. I'm telling you that right now. No. Fuck you. Fuck you, Tony. Fuck you, TK. I don't know what coke you been sniffing, but you better bring that price down. If you need $5,000 for your coke habit, you better chill the fuck out there, man. You need to go get some help. And that's all I gotta
But
say. We got a great show to talk about. Shit.
yeah, yeah. But anyway, since we're talking about AEW, the most hottest thing right now, the woman named Jade. Yes, she's going to a fucking WWE and go to Performance Center
Wait,
and
are we still sure? Because anybody go to the performance center, it don't mean they're going to WWE. I
Brian
mean,
Pillman, he's go
it's
there.
it's a 90% that she's there right now. Like when I heard the news, it was at 50 because until I see it, I'll believe it these days. Like the dirt sheets are so fast to clickbait and get their views and their likes and shit. I don't believe shit no more until I see it. You know what I mean? So just like
Uh,
everybody said FTR was supposed to be going back to WWE, look where they at. You know what I mean? Everybody's so happy. FTR coming back. No, they the AEW tag team champions. See, I mean, it sometimes you're right, sometimes you're wrong. But this one, it seems like it's right, man. I mean, scary. See, it's right.
man, it's getting close because right now they're talking about they might push her. Well, they might have her skip NXT and go straight to the main roster, in which that's a worst mistake ever. Because I just look up the interview of her saying that she was taught how to use a chair by CM Punk when they're in AEW. When I heard that, I'm thinking, well, two red flags. One, you're a wrestler and you don't know how to use a chair. And number two, shouldn't AEW should train you how to do it. So it take one man to teach her to use a chair. That's a big red flag. And another one, it was an interview. I'll show the link to you, to the crew, that she said she would nowhere else she'd rather be but AEW. But
Now,
now you going to WWE. It's so much worry and fear. That's why you're not gonna see Thirsty Jack comes out towards Jade because the odds is against her. And it has two ways I can see this. Either you're going to struggle your way up because of the jealousy of the locker room, or You go in the same path as Ronda Rousey because she didn't went to NXT. She skyrocketed through the main roster. But the only big difference between Jade and Ronda Rousey is Jade is an AEW. That's your competition. Just like WWE said on the fucking little bulletin board that they are the competition right next to ONE FC and the other promotion. Number two, you're a former AEW. And three, I hate to bring this up, you're black. And you know how hard for any black superstar to rise up in WWE, including Bianca Belair. You know how hard she had to, work her ass off. But meanwhile, others, they just get that diddly dee to the top. And trust believe we've seen it. But for her, the odds is really stacked up against her because not only you are good, no, not only you're a great TBS champion, but you say you want popularity. And when you was popular in AEW, the fans welcome you back with open arms. And the last thing you want to do is you want to go to WWE and turn your back on the fans. I want to say turn your back on the fans. I'm pretty sure the fans pretty much pissed off. But the WWE Weeaboos, they are open arm and welcome you in because they want to see that dream match against Jade against Bianca Belair. Hell, what if the match do happen? Are we guarantee a great match of the night? We don't know. And with the merger thing, with the whole merger thing, we don't know if Jade will skyrocket to the surface of the main event because of her name. And now that this is WWE, you know they got bad records, bad records of bringing some hot top talent to WWE because they want to hold them down, water them down, dumb it down, and teach them a viable lesson. Like, hey, you might be good over here, but this is the big league, like they always like to say.
Now that's where I was gonna come in on. That's what I was gonna come in on. That's what I was gonna come in on because it might lead us to what we are gonna talk about with the attitude error. Before when we saw it, I don't think that's the first thing anybody thought. Oh, they gonna water her down. Because when she on the mic, she's really talking from where she's from. You know, being as real as she could be on the mic. After what I've seen on Friday with The Rock, I know everybody gonna say, well, it's The Rock, but that was on national TV, and I haven't heard that much cursing from WWE in one segment in a long time. I never heard someone say "set your bitch ass up" and on WWE in a long time. They said you are an asshole. I don't know how many times thanks to Fox fucked it up, but we knew what they were saying. And kick your candy ass, I'm gonna whoop your ass and all that shit. So they might have a chance with her on the mic. And I think about that for a minute. So um the thing about Jade, and I'm definitely gonna say this about Jade. Jade looks WWE, body, bam, charisma, bam. We talking about the women, sex appeal, bam. It now the wrestling again with WWE. That's not even the first thing that comes to WWE. I mean, understand it says World Wrestling Entertainment, but when it comes to WWE, it's not even about wrestling. It's not the first thing that pops in your mind with WWE. It's character, mic work, stuff like that. She could get over in WWE, right? But and now this is where the wrestling fans come in, the ones that care about the wrestling in WWE. Can she go? My opinion, her last match, which was with Statlander, was her best match out her whole damn run. Her best fucking match. And like you said, did they take it straight to the main roster? it's not like she can't do it again. I mean, remember when we started, there was no such thing as
Uh-oh.
it. Okay, all right, okay. If anybody know about on and drive training, that's like the worst thing possible. They putting your ass in the fire with hot grease already. So, and I with WWE though, my thing is this with WWE, and it's not even WWE, it's the fans. This is how you go. I'm gonna look at fans, especially WWE fans, for the ones that say they don't watch AEW. If that girl get a huge pop, you fucking hypocrites. If that girl get a
Mm.
huge pop when she comes out, y'all fucking hypocrites because y'all don't watch the product, right? Y'all don't watch AEW. If she come out to a huge pop, that means y'all know who the fuck she is. And don't give me that, oh, we follow her when she was doing cosplay. Y'all didn't know who the fuck she was when she was doing cosplay. Nobody knew her name unless you from South Florida and you followed her when she played basketball. That's about it. If y'all debut her and don't even debut her and she gets a pop, y'all watched AEW. Go ahead. Y'all watched it. Y'all
Oh
know who the
yeah.
hell she is. Let's stop that. I think with Jade, I would love I would love to see what they do with her. You got many opportunities to see uh to do a lot of stuff with her. And I get what you're saying with the with WWE resume of, oh, we didn't make you, so you gonna start over. We gonna hell, they probably get her a new name, which gonna piss you off even more. Um, or just call probably get her a stupid name with no creativity, call her JC or some shit like that. But I
Oof.
I I I'm not gonna put my hopes up high, but I am interested. If that's a good word, I am very interested to see how Jay is in WWE. I know a lot of people like, oh, she should have went to Impact. Oh, she should have went to MLW or hell. If she do come to the, she should go into NXT. If you say she got that star power, what she do? This girl is all over the place. She got star power. This is where you might get mad what I'm about to say, but I don't want her to be in the trap that Nikki Lyons in. Nikki Lyons, I think she's healthy now. And why the fuck she's not on TV? But her ass is doing all these damn pictures and showing that booty meat and stuff. And I'm not complaining, by the way.
Flag,
But
flag, 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 flag on the pay. Flag, flag.
Wait, hold that flag because I'm on the road, man. Let me see on the road because I said booty meat on this damn show.
I
Let
know,
me
but I give you the answer
let me see.
why. But go ahead.
I'm
I,
just you know what I'm saying. I'm just saying though. I would like her to be. I would love her to be on NXT because that take my head away from fucking Lash Legends. I don't like Lash Legends, but I would love to see who does her moves way better, which would be Jade. But Jade is too big for NXT. Jade is
mm,
way too big for NXT. I know NXT like they need star power. That's why they keep on bringing the main roster down there. But Jade is too big. I repeat, is too big for NXT. And sometimes WWE get away with that shit. A la AJ Styles. Hell, if you already said it, Ronda Rousey came out hot. It's just that they just fed her to us too much quick. Like they already put her second match was a damn title match. If you remember
we
that.
knew that.
And then she got the
Yeah, but we
title. Is it? Yeah. Then she got the title in SummerSlam like a couple months later. I was like, damn, that was quick. I know the girls back there jealous, which they was, you know. So I just if you do it organically with Jay, if you do it organically, and just this in case the motherfuckers don't know who she is, doubt it, but okay, you let the fans choose which way to go. Like, okay, the pop was good. Like, ooh, who's that? And so like that. If you come in and try to get her title shot as soon as she got there, they're gonna turn on her real quick.
Weeboos.
You know how WWE
No,
fans.
I, the Weeboos made cheer for it because they try to win this bullshit war. But the purist fans, we spot through the bullshit. Now let's go back to Nikia
Whoa,
Line.
what war?
Yeah, if you pause the TKO, but the Nikia Line, she's healthy. She's still a little rehab, but I think someone took her spot already. You probably know her name, Lola Vice, because her ass softer than a damn pillow, and she could wrestle, she could fight, she got the popularity. She on Bellator, well, it used to be Bellator, but she changed her name. I think people pretty much forgot about her. Now for Jade, I don't think they're gonna change her name because you're in TKO, and what they see is dollar sign, and they're gonna keep it, or else they're gonna let her keep the copyright names. The biggest worry is the locker room, the female locker room, because the moment you comes in and you take somebody else's spot and get that more popular, more pop than anyone else, yes, there'd be some attention, there'd be some pop, there'd be some jealousy. Like I think hell shit, we just got Nia Jax, and lo and behold, Nia Jax and
Oh God.
Jade wrestle, and her big ass crush Jade chest and give a little skibbity pap. Then it would be it would be terrible. And then for Jade, people could be saying like, "Damn, she should have stayed in AEW, or she gonna went somewhere else." Cause look at her now, like she get jobbed out, she not get TV time. So you're in the thin line. You're pretty much a very razor sharp thin line. Either you get a big push and say, "Oh, they just using her because she's wrestling AEW," or "Damn, why didn't I push her?" Because if you in
That
Impact Wrestling, you're good. You're in the middle. You could get in the storyline with somebody else, then work your way up.
I, I'm gonna say
Oh
I'm gonna say kind of. I'm gonna say kind of on that. I'm gonna say kind of on that because if Trinity if Trinity just got there, correct? Trinity
yes.
just got the impact, and she's already the impact champion,
Hmm.
right? Let's say they would have let's say they would have went that route and dragged it on, and people, and like you said, fans today patience are very low. I lied with the same thing with AJ Styles. AJ Styles, when he got there and he lost to Chris Jericho at WrestleMania. Oh, he should have stayed in Japan if he's gonna lose to Chris Jericho. And the very next night, this man got he's no one contender. Know what I mean? And then they're like, oh, I see what they doing, blah blah. Then he lost to Roman like two times. Out, and then it was like, oh, he should have stayed again. Fans back again. He should have stayed in New Japan, or he should have went back to Impact, or whatever. And then he became one. He became a Grand Slam champion in WWE, and now he's trying to help people. Which I mean, the dude is like 41, 42. I don't know what everybody want him to do. Y'all say y'all want to get younger and all that stuff. That's cool. Now when Jay come back and you say, look at Ricky Starks, that's another. I'll go get to Ricky Starks because his name came up as soon as they said about Jay. Um, with Jay has not been in this business for a long time, so let her explore. I'm not even I'm not mad. To be honest, I'm not mad that she's going to WWE. Only thing I do remember, she was supposed to be at WWE before AEW, and they didn't let her go because she was a brand new mom. She just had the baby.
Mm,
And they already been through this shit a long time ago when it came to people that want to be with their kids, like Ricky Dragon Steamboat and blah blah blah. We know the story there. So they like, all right, listen, you just had your kid, nah, because then you're gonna miss days, blah blah. But now her baby girl is like 6, 7.
yeah.
Um, the father of the baby's helping take care of her. Now this is the thing you gotta think of now. You gotta think of traveling. You gotta think about the days of work that depending on how they gonna push you. And if you become a star, holy shit, don't forget the media appearances you gotta go to WWE does more media appearances than AEW. And that's because AEW just started. But still, then again, you know, um now with this Ricky Starks thing that Derek just brung up. Ricky
Mm,
Starks is now he's doing the teasing. His contract coming up. He's doing the teasing. We all know who his best friend is. I'm not going. Yeah, Ricky Starks leave. Will I be upset Ricky Starks for making a business decision? No. Will I be mad Ricky Starks he left because Cody's in WWE? Yes.
Hmm.
That's your best friend. I get it. But damn it, this is business, and damn it, you in a good spot in AEW. This is what I just said earlier in the pre-show. This is what I worry about. When you're in a comfortable spot, in a good spot, and you leave because you want to challenge yourself, all right, fine. That's just your life. Cool. But be prepared for the consequences. That's gonna happen. Some people can get away with it, some people can't. If you get away with it, fine. You became one of the lucky few, the small percentage that did it. If you don't, you are the most majority of people that leave and they want to go to situations or go on Instagram or Twitter and tweet out your grievances. But motherfucker, it was your decision. No one forced you to leave that comfortable spot and then you try to come back a la Kushida, a la hey, I hear echo.
Oh no, that was my
But
tab.
no one
Check it out.
but no one told y'all to leave that comfortable spot and then come back and ask for forgiveness and shit. No, you left. You left. And now you want your
Hmm.
spot back. Like, no, they moved on without you. So now that this merger happened, I just want to wait and see. That's all I'm gonna say. This merger happened. I want to wait and see, and then I don't know where Vince McMahon comes into play. I hear he's not in control. Then I hear he's not in control creative. Then I hear oh no, he's still the boss. But he don't have the final say. Blah blah. So people don't come out and say oh because Raw was good. You remember Raw was going against Monday Night Football. Don't say oh because SmackDown was good because Rock came out and then him and John Cena have a kumbaya hug and all this shit. No, people, it was good because it was good. We don't know shit yet. We don't know shit yet until give it a month. Give it a month. Give it a month.
Or like CM Punk
That's
like to
all I'm gonna
say, 2 months. CM Punk
oh
said that
God.
he said two
Oh
months.
God.
I
What's
what
in
we
two
well
months?
okay
November?
yeah.
November?
I
Survivor
count up the day.
Series? Where's Survivor Series?
Chi Town,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
but
So we're gonna do the
but
same thing AEW did? They debut him in Chicago? Or re-debut him in Chicago?
I'm a
That's
big
the
CM
only
Punk
place he's
fan.
gonna get cheered. That's the only place he's gonna get cheered 100%.
Yeah, in that same place to cheer for Cody Rhodes and the damn. Anyway, I'm gonna say it like this.
Okay.
Damn Chicago fans. But you know why I heard that? I'm like, you know what? It could be anything. It could be a big project. It could be him signed with UFC, be a commentary. It could be anything.
He
But
already signed commentary. That's where that show was aired. Is aired on UFC Plus on Pass.
yeah, Fight Pass, which I might read you because I want to see some old school pro fight. But with him talking about, you got 2 months of free time to think about what you want to do. Of course, Survivor Series, and here you do come through WWE. Yes, I will say on this camera, you will see Thirsty Jack and the same time buy a new T-shirt. I'm just, I'm just waiting for MJF promo because CM Punk is the same man talking about if you think you're going to, you think the other side of green the other side, be on the most gravitations, the most biggest show of all time, just be the pre-show, whatever. I want to hear MJF go off as CM Punk. If he do, I will go buy MJF T-shirt. I will say that.
Wait. At, at the 34 at 34:17 minute. Okay, I gotta write that shit down. He said he will buy MJF shirt. Not the devil one. Don't buy no devil one.
Nah,
We are
man,
good
I'm black. He black.
Baptist. We don't
Yeah.
want our grandmothers to hit us. No, we don't want that. I say, but I do say that if CM Punk do show up, someone from AEW, not just MJF, no, someone. Hell, I give the punk ass EVPs a chance to say something. Hell, Hangman, Just this all started with Hangman. I have Hangman say something
Oh
because
Lord.
honestly, man, I just say this: if CM Punk shows back up to the E, um, he just be a long line of wrestlers. Shout out to Real when me and him had our discussion about this. He'd be a long line of wrestlers that did the same thing. Talk that shit, blah blah blah. And guess what? You came right back to WWE.
But I feel like this is different compared to Bret Hart, Ultimate Warrior, Macho Man, Hogan. This is different
Oh,
because
that there's more names. There's more names.
it's a long list. But for him, he did pipe
I
bomb.
mean, all right, you naming those names. You name those names, right? I'm gonna name this. I'm gonna name this for you. Jesse the Body Ventura, who the first man that took Vince McMahon to court and won. Bruno San Martino, who
Oh yeah,
I honestly thought I would never see Bruno return to WWE. Ever. Ever. I don't know what Triple H said or what did he say, hey, Bruno, come get one last ride. I got a girl here that will rock your world. You know, I don't know. But
they own the big ass
Bruno
trophy,
came
the big
back.
ass statue.
I mean, come on. I mean, it's a lot of names that I think. And remember, CM Punk also beat WWE in court and stuff. So again, this is just speculation because we don't know. And that's the beauty thing about this. We could talk about shit we don't know, and we could just guess. And then when the shit come out, and we could be wrong or right, it's still exciting. I don't want to know everything. But Triple H, not Triple H, CM Punk is teasing us with that. I got too much free shit. Oh shit, you know. So it's good. It's fun. I don't mind that from Phil. But if he comes out and I hear that fucking culture personality, you might be
Wait a
Thursday
minute,
Jack.
I just thought of something. He said, "How I missed this? Full Gear is in November."
That's true. That's true.
So, damn, my homeboy did say this. So we might either see him either Full Gear or Survivor Series or UFC. So there's three spots we could see him, or movie announcement, or side projects. It's two.
Um, he got. I mean, he's still part of Hill. The show Hill.
Show heel. Yeah,
Uh, I think he got some comic books or Comic Con. He's going to go show up to. He might got movie or something. 'Cause I think he was doing a movie at one point. But it didn't come out yet because the strike and shit. But
goddamn strike.
that's why I said I love it that everybody think. I love it that everybody think it's WWE. Well, he could be doing something else because if you remember the first time he was on suspension, he went to Impact. He went to New Japan Strong, with the WWE. He went to MLW. He went around the block, just to look at wrestling. So we don't know what's going to happen, and that's cool. That's cool. But if he show up, oh my god, oh my god, y'all think the Last Dance and all that shit, the pro wrestling T-shirts was going crazy. Wait till WWE put that first T-shirt out. Wait till
So
they
if
put
we
that
go,
first T-shirt.
I'm gonna buy. I'm trying to think. Is Let me see. Is World Tag League Final? That's in November as well. That's December.
World Tag League is in November. The World Tag League and the Junior Tag League is always October to November. And
Shit.
yeah, yeah. So it's crazy. Speaking, wait, can I also say this? If y'all did not get to see Noah yesterday, last night, or early in the morning, because it was actually last night, um, around 9 o'clock East American time. Um, Will Ospreay and Mount Fuji had a classic match. Mount
You
Fuji
know what?
turned back the hands of time. Watch that match.
I'm gonna do it right
You know
now.
what?
To be
Hold on.
honest,
Why we not talking? Why we not talking about this? Why we not talking about the PWI?
you know what? Every year we talk
You
about
want,
this shit because
but
shit. I mean,
not like we go like justify and say, "Oh, this is wrong, this is right." But I'm going to talk about. The reason I say why we not talking about, I'm going to ask the question to you.
Mm.
I know the criteria of it. I know the criteria is August to August. But do you feel that Will Ospreay should have been higher? He was number 17. Do you feel like he should have been at least in the top 10?
I think he should be top five because he put in that work from throughout the whole fucking summer, and he fought everybody. Compared to Seth, who's in one company, John Moxley, he's everywhere. So yeah, he deserved that higher spot for John Moxley. Roman Reigns, he should be at least 6 or 7 or 8 or lower because he's patchy. He's a patchy ass champion. That's what he
Oh
is. He's
man.
a but for Will Ospreay, he put in that work and he gives him matches after matches, banger matches. Nobody talk about Seth Rollins matches. Yeah, here and there,
Hey, yes we do.
a triple threat match.
No, no, we
Uh,
talk about. Listen, we're talking from August to August. We've been talking about Seth Rollins for a long, even though he gets on our nerves because he fucking got Roman Reigns rent free in his head. But we talked about Seth Rollins. Now, that's one thing I don't disagree with. I gave Seth Rollins his due. That dude works his ass off, and he's trying to make a World Heavyweight title prestigious, and I get that. John John Moxley should be two. If anything, John Moxley should be two.
mm,
Number three could have been Osprey. And I'm gonna agree with you that Roman should not even be in the top five, but top 10, yeah, because of the revenue he brings in the wrestling business, not just WWE wrestling. When that dude show up, that's money. And I mean, the dude. Let's see, we talking about August to August. Last August, if I'm not mistaken, did he had that match with Logan Paul?
yeah, SummerSlam. No,
He
no,
had a
WrestleMania,
he
WrestleMania. Yeah,
not WrestleMania, Crown Jewel or some shit like that. It was over. He had that match with he had that match with Logan Paul. He had a match, the matches down the line and stuff like that. So I give Roman his due, but he's not top five. I like Roman. I do. I like Tribal Chief, but you're not top five. But all right, since we're not gonna talk about, in fact, we could actually when we get more depth to the list and so can we do that next week?
yeah.
Next
Next
week?
week, I'm ready for the full PWI award because we're gonna do the
Okay.
whole entire show about that, the whole award thing, and plus I'm on 4-day weekend. So, but
Cool, cool,
yeah,
cool.
we could definitely talk about that. The next one we're gonna talk about is the Attitude Era. Can the Attitude Era survive through mine era? The answer is yes, because WWE need this more than AEW. AEW, they can do whatever they want to do. Impact Wrestling, they they stick to the basic but more classic, more modern, and they don't need extra stuff. It's like direct point, straight to point, common sense pro wrestling. Um, NWA, they too classic. They too old school, in which that's a good thing. But for WWE, they need this more than anything else because they got a 93 million viewers on YouTube, bigger than anybody else, big ass pop. They need this because you merge with you get TKO, you give out a long list of competition. You mentioned about one championship. That's a MMA company. You finally mentioned that Impact Wrestling is your competition, in which you lied to us for buku of years that they're not. But now TKO like, hey, they had competition, Ring of Honor, AEW, New Japan, everybody else. But you know what they did not mention? DDT. They did not mention about DDT Pro Wrestling. Even though they said all the entertainment, no, nigga, DDT Pro Wrestling, that's your competition because they did a lot of funny shit. And throughout the whole year, I've been on this damn show, been on this group. I have never, ever, ever went up become a Fisher Jack. I never spaz out. I never said, oh, why this person become the champion? The only question I asked was, when is the next show? That's it. When the next
I
show? Who's the next number one contender? But
I
for
I don't
WWE,
consider DDT their competition for one reason only. DDT is in their own lane and they know how to drive in it.
just like
DDT is
Ring
in
of
their
Honor,
own. No, no. Ring of Honor is not in their own lane. Ring of
The,
Honor
old- the
is
classic one, the Sinclair version.
oh Ring of no. Ring of Honor was not in their own lane there because they was not in competition with WWE. They was in competition with TNA. If you remember, TNA took some of their talent. They said, you can't do both shows. Either you go and stay with us or you can go with them. You're not gonna do both shows, which kind of took Samoa Joe from them, took
Austin
Austin
Aries.
Aries, and took a lot of people, even Roger Strong for a while. Roger Strong was in Impact for a while, and he said, "Fuck that, I'm going back there. Y'all crazy." Took Jay Lethal, and Jay Lethal said, "Fuck y'all, I'm not doing this much man shit all the damn time. I'm going back to Ring of Honor." So it's DT stays in their own lane. They don't fucking try to say, "Hey, we the number one in sports entertainment. We the best professional wrestling you ever see." No, we are DDT. Deal with it. That's what they do, and I respect them for that. Everything else, to me, he never lied to me because I never asked them to. I never asked them who was competition because that's common sense. They think everybody's competition to them. So of course they got the now TKO merger. Of course, one championship is competition. Of course, Bellator is competition. Of course, TNA or Impact, AEW, Ring of Honor because Ring of Honor is under AEW now. New Japan, All Japan because guess what? We want that market. Rev Pro, all wrestling that they want market is their competition. So I get that. Now back to the topic. Of course, Attitude Era could fucking is could make it a mountain because we keep talking about it. We keep bringing it up. Especially us. We love the Attitude Era. We can't get enough of that shit. If you got the Peacock or overseas guys, the network, I bet you we go back and watch old school Attitude Era more than anything else because it was entertaining. It was wild. It was crazy. But now, me and you,
Mm.
and the purists watch that shit. Like, how the fuck was this entertaining? Like shit is the past. Like, how the fuck did this old lady have a hand? You know what I'm saying? But it was funny. It was entertaining. It was like, listen, it was out the fucking wall. And then at the same time, everybody got TV time. Everybody got a piece of the pie. That's where it is. To me, AEW stands for Attitude Era Wrestling because that's what they try to be. They try to put the little curse words in. They try to do that, blah blah. Impact this much to Attitude Era. The reason I say this much because they were about wrestling as a whole.
Yes.
I
They,
know WWE showed us on Friday that Attitude Era could fucking make it on day because that pop that The Rock got. Oh my god! I woke up Nikki for that. Nikki was asleep. Like, oh my god, the fucking I fuck out in my house because no one saw it coming. Even though we knew he was in Denver, no one saw The Rock coming to the show and giving Austin Theory that rub, and then allowing Austin Theory to touch him.
I
Austin
will
Theory touched
get.
him first.
You know what, that right there. That bonafide Austin Theory because come on, usually the Rock hit him, strike him first, but Austin Theory he get the first strike, all thanks to Rock because he couldn't do it with John Cena. That's a big difference. And now that like shit, he stand up to Rock, and to me, he went out like a fucking G. And not only that, I'm starting to see a little piece together. We gonna see a tag team: The Rock, John Cena against Gracie Wallace and Austin Theory.
God,
Now when
I hope not.
Survivor Series.
Y'all swear y'all do once in a lifetime. Well, they swear once in a lifetime, which we all know they don't do. But they said we would never see them tag up again. Guess what? If you do that, holy shit, you're liars, you're liars, you're
I
liars.
mean, I mean,
But
they might pull the upset we never seen before. We never seen Cena and Rock become the tag team champions.
God, don't put that in fruition. Do not put that. And the Hollywood stars come back and win tag team titles. But you know what? They did talk about John Cena versus Solo. They did
I
talk about
mean,
that. I
storyline
just don't.
wise, yeah.
I don't know how many times can John. I mean, what the hell? What the hell did John Cena got against the Samoan Dynasty? He faced everybody. He faced The Rock. He faced goddamn Rakishi. He faced Umaga. He faced Roman. Then he fucking took out Jimmy. What do you got against the Samoans, John Cena? Jesus Christ!
That'd be
God's
an
sake,
interesting
leave him
turn.
alone.
That'd be an interesting turn. And well, I guess it's part of the storyline because Solo did. Oh, he didn't take. He might take him somehow, but
I think he attacked John. Was it a tag team match? It was it was something I thought I never see John Cena attack with AJ Styles, or he came out and helped him or something. I think it was doing the Grayson effect thing.
yeah, Gerson. Yeah, because Solo got Jimmy by the throat, but he super kicked Cena, and then AJ Styles come in and help out Cena defend off the bloodline or half of the bloodline.
Or
But
whatever they calling it. I don't get it. But the
confused
Attitude Era,
line.
yeah, the Attitude Era though, yeah, the Attitude Era could happen. And now that this merger, I hope they throw that PG shit out the way. This is TVMA. Let's go, do it. I will be a fanboy again with WWE if they do that. I mean, I'm a fan. I'm a fan. Don't get me wrong. I was there. By the way, I did I did show you so we can say this on live. They did not pipe any noise with Dominic Mysterio. The motherfucker is over. He's a heat magnet. That shit was loud. That's all I'm gonna say. But
Yeah,
if they do this merger and they change the rating to TVMA
MA.
or what was the other one? TVMA 17, something like shit like that.
Hmm.
This would be a beautiful start, and fans would be like, okay, now we definitely know what WWE gonna bring to the table. So now, listen, I always say that WWE is sports entertainment, but they going back to their glory days, if you will. But I just gonna say this: it's more sensitive now than ever because this social media thing. I
They
know.
they the Rock came back and he broke all that shit because they got popped. He said all the shit he want to say. I'm like shit, pull the trigger because if you do that, you know what I want to see for the women. I want to see the bra and panties. I want to see the swimsuit. I want to see all the good shit because I want to see the women get their push, and I
This
want to
man want
see.
to get this.
Yes, that too. But I want to see certain female wrestlers take the opportunity because there's same people say, "Oh, we don't need no bra and panties. We don't need this. We got wrestling." Okay, take your ass out that damn screen and see you want to be part of that piece of that situation because the people who get more TV time likely get shot for the title. Prime example: look at the Attitude Era, the Cat, BB, who else? Ivory, Tori, fucking shit. Anybody, any of you can think of, Victoria. All of them got their shine. But I guess we put in ruthless aggression to it. But everybody got their shine because they got the TV time. But for them, I would love to see Papa Nevin in a swimsuit, just one big wearing one big ass one piece. Hell, I would like to see Nikki Cross come through because right now they ain't doing shit with her right now, unfortunately.
Hey, ain't nothing wrong with Nikki Cross. I've seen it before. If you watch
Yes,
watch ICW, she yeah, brother.
yeah.
Yeah, but
So
you know
so
what? You know what? If they could merge it, if they could merge the bikini or whatever how Attitude Era was going with pure wrestling, because they got wrestlers,
hmm
You could learn how to merge that and make it interesting. Yeah, you damn right. You gonna see it, but see, that's the thing. This is the thing we say about fucking AEW. See, we say about the main roster, the main. Let me say that again. The main roster of the women's roster, their time is and once the internet complains about it, yeah, you think you're doing right. Like, oh, look, I gave them 20 minutes. Oh, look, I gave them 15 minutes. Y'all don't sound like y'all entertained. Bullshit. I was entertained by Jade and Statliner's match. I was entertained by Statliner's and Britt Baker match last night. I was entertained by Really Ripley and Raquel meeting back Rodriguez. I was entertained by that because they had time. They was main eventing. They was showing what they could do. But if WWE find a way to do something with that time and merge what the Attitude Era used to do, it'd be great. Don't do no bathroom breaks. No, no bathroom breaks. No, give them the time. Give them much TV time. I mean, look, we always say, oh, the Attitude Era has some bathroom breaks here and there, but it still made a start. It still made a wrestling star out of Trish. It still made a wrestling star out of Lita, China, Ivory, Jacqueline. Am I missing anybody? Sable,
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 uh,
Tori, not the Tori, not Tori that we did Playboy, but Tori.
Tori
Not Tori
Wilson.
Wilson, but not Tori Wilson, but
Oh,
Tori.
Tori with X
Star,
Pac.
yeah, X Pac. So it it could be done if you know how to merge it together. Yeah, you just go hire good looking chicks to just look good. Let they ass be a fucking manager. Let them be a manager. Let them be a what they used to call a valet. Let
Valet.
them be that. But they wrestlers. Let them be wrestlers, but merge it together. And I say it all the time for the little horn dogs in the audience that don't have a girlfriend or they got their best friend called right hand and left hand. But I'm talking about I'm talking about I'm talking about entertaining, but not passing
Pierce.
that line. You see the line, you don't want to cross it. Because now actually Eric crossed it a lot. I mean, I don't know how many times we saw Jacqueline titties. God damn it! I'm just saying.
Hey,
I'm just saying.
it lead them titties lead to gold. So Jacqueline had paved the way for them titties for the championship and Hall of Fame. So
Lord.
why we can't do the same thing for this era?
Yeah, I'm like, yes, come on. I mean, I told Nikki this. Nikki don't remember this. Like, they showed the one which the referee took. I was talking. It was an evening gown match on Raw, and Sable power bombs Jack so hard that she came out the blouse. She said, "Boom." Because those were real, by the way. It was a vroom, vroom, like God, you know. But that, again, I was young and little hornball, but still, it was a memory because they was wrestling in the evening gown match. Shout out to Luda Vachon, by the way. I didn't mention Luda Vachon. They
Yes.
was wrestling in an evening gown match, but they made it interesting. They actually had a wrestling match, did some wrestling moves, ripped a piece of dress off, go back wrestling, then found another piece of something off, wrestling. Do something like that for a good 10 minutes. I bet you have everybody's attention. And that's all I'm saying. Like, yo, it could happen. It could if you know how to do it right. The Attitude Era could make money again during this time. I guarantee you.
I, I think they're gonna find a way to make the money because like if AEW get rid of blood and whole nine shit, I think WWE could do the same thing. And matter of fact, do you know how many shows I have watched people get in a fight, like the reality TV show, people get in a fight, clothes get ripped off. I watch Now That's TV
World
and
Star,
Zeus. It used to be World Star,
World
but now
Star.
World Star is dead now. We don't see no fight compilation.
Yeah,
But
yeah, it's dead.
yeah. Now I watch Now That's TV subscription and Zeus Entertainment subscription. You know why? Yes, both are wretched, both are ghetto as hell. But guess what?
Ghetto.
They're entertaining. They give us what we want. And yes, we see a whole heap of titties left and right, and they get in the fight. And even last episode, one girl who boo boo herself during the fight. That's a whole different story.
Lord,
But,
God damn, man.
but
Eh,
it was episode 3. But they gave us something to talk about. That's something that WWE missing. Give us something to talk about. Yes, we got The Rock, but next week are we gonna have the same thing? Or we gonna have to rely on Roman Reigns to come out? That's something you need to talk about. That's something that WWE need because you merged with UFC and UFC on the hand, they got their own shit. And Dana White say we're not gonna have a crossover fans.
yes.
So with that being said, WWE can bring back the Attitude Era and the modern day era because we got social media, we got extra content, and hell, if it's possible, yeah, you bring back Mandy Rose, who she teasing about she got signed to somebody else. She could bring back with her and OnlyFans, have WWE and OnlyFans have a collaboration. I don't know how they're gonna do that, but as of that's a reach like a motherfucker.
Oh
But
man, that's a
WWE
lot.
needs
You got a lot of money and a lot of apologizing to do. You bring Mandy back. I'm keeping that 100.
and I will say this: if you bring back Mandy Rose and Mandy Rose get bigger pop than Jade, we know who will be a champion first than one another. But that's a whole different discussions. But WWE, they gotta do something. Yes, we got the merger, but when it's time. Like Redman said, it's time for some action. So right
Mm.
now, Monday hit. You know what it is. Well, since we get that two out the way, now time for a third base. Just like Paul Heyman like to say. Now we're gonna talk about the art of pro wrestling. We talk about strong style. Yes, elbows, skibbity pap, kick in the face, bleeding, yakuza, everything else about strong style. Strong style have changed the way of pro wrestling, and strong style is like
Oh,
the hip hop of pro wrestling because without strong style, we get some mediocre wrestling from left and right. And yes, we may get the European style, but strong style is not as hard hitting. It's not as realistic because if you look back the history of pro wrestling, look back like in the 30s, maybe the 20s, the 30s, and the 40s, and the 50s. They're more of a theatrical style wrestling, more like a ballet, more like a circus type of style. Until in the 50s and the 60s and the 70s, they treat it more like a sport. They treat it more like an amateur style wrestling. Until the man named Antonio Inoki, who changed the game, who changed the game of pro wrestling in Japan, who bring the
Ricky,
strong style. Oh yeah, Ricky. I forgot
To-
Ricky.
Ricky Tozan.
Yeah, Ricky
I don't
Toza.
want nobody
Yes,
coming at us. I don't want nobody coming at this. The Godfather of Japanese wrestling.
yes, Ricky Tosha. He's the one who brought strong style to the forefront. He the one who bring the hard hit into Japan and bringing the mixed martial art into a martial arts of pro wrestling and pass that to Giant Baba, pass that to Antonio Inoki, and it's sprayed through wildfire, and then it showed to in the states because it introduced them like, hey, this is what we do in Japan, and at that time they didn't pick it up, but they pay attention because now you see American wrestlers going to Japan and they adapt into strong style and become more comfortable with it. And with the style of strong style, it got so recognized, got so popular. We even seen one of the most talked about strong style match in history, Muhammad Ali versus Antonio Inoki. It got so popular. They even talk about it on ESPN. They've been showing YouTube. And yes, Antonio Inoki did kick the shot in Muhammad Ali's leg. And yes, we could play him in UFC 5, Muhammad Ali. Little bit plug. But if you look through the whole entire years from the 70s through now, they change pro wrestling. And like I said earlier, they are the hip hop of pro wrestling. Now, why I say the hip hop of pro wrestling, back then they started ba bang the bang diggy. Until one rapper changed up and brings some griminess into to hip hop. Shout out to Kumo D. That little bit hip hop lesson for 50 years. Same thing with same thing with strong style. Antonio Inoki is a Kumudi of pro wrestling. Yes, that's kind of fucked up. I say that, but
Wow.
yes, it's the truth because he
Yeah.
changed the style of wrestling. Because if you look back in the 70s, nobody else is doing it like an Antonio Inoki. He bringing mixed martial art and pro wrestling. Him against the big boxers, wrestlers, even collegiate.
I would say him and Giant Baba.
Yes, Giant Baba,
They
who
when they
bringing it.
when they left Ricky Tozan, we had New Japan, we had All Japan. Um, and both like you said, both run different style and brought different people. Anoki was known to say, "Hey, this one show y'all how superior we are," and Baba brought in like, "Okay, we're gonna show you the different styles, blah blah." What Noki did, what is strong style is when he brought a British wrestler named Gotch,
Simon Gotch.
Carl
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 Gotch.
Carl Gotch, and Carl Gotch said, "You gotta show these people that it's stiff business. This is a stiff business. We can't just start flopping around and doing all this stuff like black on the tiger mask and all that stuff. Do we gotta bring in um we gotta bring in some stiffness. We got I know this no pause, but we gotta bring some shots in. They gotta feel it. The fans gotta feel it. So when they start bringing these forearms, these chops, and there are straight up pictures of motherfuckers waiting to get hit. And I think the most funniest picture of all time, it happened just a couple years ago. Okada took a shot from Suzuki, and his fucking chin was over here, and his mouth was right here. But you see, like, and I swear, strong style. That is strong style. Strong style is you gonna feel that shit. Either you're not the one getting hit, and like you said, it had to be someone to change the game because before then, wrestling was just the ratchet motherfuckers being pompous circumstances. What was his name? The Hollywood blonde. Was he the original?
Nature Boy Buddy Rogers.
No. Gorgeous George.
Gorgeous George, yeah.
Gorgeous George. Blind. There's like this, so you had to be a character. Okay, y'all work on characters. We work on the athleticism, and we're gonna see if we can bring that in. All right, Giants won. Oh, sorry. Um, but you had to bring in the stiffness and stuff. You had to make just remember wrestling back then was we did not know about kayfabe. We thought this shit was real.
Mm,
We thought this shit was. I remember when I was little, wrestling was on the local news on the sports side. Like not
mm.
for what's Rich McMahon doing? No, they was telling people name and said, and he won and showing highlights. I remember this shit as a kid. I wasn't be up watching news. Was I remember this shit like on my local news, Mass Square Garden, blah blah blah. But when I got to Japanese wrestling, mid 80s, you know the story. I said it. I share it on with you a lot. Keiji Muda,
Mm.
great Muda. I learned. I went and learned about this back take train. I learned about my hero show. I heard about Tiger Mask. I learned about Toyonoki and stuff like that. And then I had to get the history of it. These stiff shots, uh, 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 strong style, they take that personal. That's why if you don't remember when Nakamura left New Japan, but he was still calling himself King of Strong Style, Yuji Nagata was pissed. Like, hey,
Yes.
unless you gonna do it, cool, but you're not gonna do it no more. You're not gonna do it over there and showing who the fuck we are. Stop calling yourself King of Strong Style. And you remember Nakamura stopped calling himself King of Strong Style for a couple months until they said no, be yourself. They said be yourself. And that's when he took the crown from Corbin and started saying, fuck it, I'm gonna be myself. Y'all gonna have to take this shit. Stop going crying. I'm gonna have to fuck you up. And I love Nakamura. Nakamura is doing his King of Strong Style now, and now he's being sneaky with it. But back then, so for some reason, New Japan and All Japan was losing their way, and they had to go back to that style. They're bringing in MMA guys, and they're like, "Oh, we're gonna make this legit." We were talking about Anokiism.
Yes. You know what? I wouldn't say they lost their way. I think they overdose of it because earlier before the negotiatism,
Mm,
it was balanced. It was pro wrestling and strong style. It was well balanced. But if you bring in MMA fighters who never step foot in pro wrestling, who
mm-hmm.
just know straight up MMA, they don't know how to hold back, and
Oh no.
that's the biggest disadvantage. Now, some have survived because they got MMA background. They know how to protect themselves. But Yuji Nagata, he's a straight up pro wrestling with a strong style, uh, uh, technique. but he's not a real true MMA. He had to learn to adapt. We saw that in like 99 and 2000. He got his ass beat badly, but it was well documented and it was bloody too. And not only that, if you go back watching New Japan Pro Wrestling in 2000 or 2001, they have a fatal four-way survivor MMA style match. You got four match in one ring, and they doing the MMA style. And that was the most attitude era shit I ever seen. But it was entertaining. But
Mm.
there was OD. They relying on the attitude era. Hell, you got Nakamura fight um Akiyama, the one who fought Dan Severn in Pride.
Yeah.
Them two was go at it. He was strong style as you can be. So at that time, yes, it was a dark time for New Japan, but I can watch that because I'm a big MMA fan. If you an MMA fan and pro wrestling fan, you may appreciate it. But if you're a straight up wrestling fan and never watch MMA, you pretty much watch combat sports like boxing. You will be like, why you get MMA fighters fighting wrestlers instead of wrestlers fighting wrestlers? Then we get your point. Prime example, the PG era. We had to sit through that bullshit and survive it. We had to digest that bullshit. It was harder, but for in Nookieism, I can easily digest it because I'm a big fan of sports like MMA and plus Pride FC was hot at the time.
Yeah.
During the same time period as UFC. Because UFC back in 2000, it started getting not popular back then. But it was get
It's getting, yeah,
notorieties.
it's getting a household. It became a household name around 2000, 2001. So
Yes,
yeah, I get what you're saying.
yeah. So with Pride is getting real popular because second kick to the head, everything else, and then in New Japan they look like, oh shit, they doing it. Let's bring it to New Japan. And I can only imagine what a New Japan wrestler looked like. No, 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 no. God no.
Prime, prime example of that. Prime example of that. Not even, I forgot my man name. I think you said the name already, but he faced Don Fry or Dan Fry,
Yes.
and
Yakayama. Yes.
yeah, Yakiyama faced Dan Fry, and that was one of the best New Japan wrestlers versus MMA striker I ever saw in my life. It was just like 1 or 2 rounds, but he was going in with him, right?
Hmm.
Um, Eugene, not a guy's ass whoop. Nakamura guy's ass whoop, right? Well, my thing is this. My thing is this when it comes to that. It kind of remind New Japan of who the fuck they are. What was crazy was there was another wrestling organization that was doing strong style better than New Japan. That was Noah. Noah was going hard, not just striking, but they was doing power balls off the apron and suplexes on top of your fucking head, and motherfuckers got up like nothing, except for one incident. But I don't want to talk about that one because I think
Ooh.
it's too close to the anniversary of that shit too. But
Oh, wait, you talking about All Japan or Noah? Because I think both of them
no,
almost neck to neck.
Noah,
Okay.
no. Now, all Japan, the Four Pillars thing, which is the true Four Pillars thing, they left to go to create Noah. But
Ah,
Noah became the true like the essence of strong style, and Kenta Kobashi, my Masu Mas Miss Masu
Masawa.
Masawa, another what's my man the Eddie Kingston, he loves this guy.
Oh, Jun Akiyama.
Jun Nakayama, and here's another one.
Let's
With
see.
the straight up kicks. I forgot his name. I don't want to fuck with his name either, because he kicked me in
Uh,
my fucking head. Because he probably can still kick you in the head. But you get what I'm saying.
mm,
Their matches was not built to be 30 minutes. Their matches was built to survive, and it was built to survive like at least 10 minutes or 15 minutes. I think the longest match in Noah was like 15, 20 minutes between Killer Kobashi and Masawa, GHC title. And those two went the hell out. This motherfucker gave him a belly to back suplex off the apron straight to the
uh,
floor.
Akira
and
Tau.
I think that's his name.
Yeah.
Like strong style was strong in Noah, which opened the door for motherfuckers when they did the joint shows, New
Hmm.
Japan, All Japan, Noah, and I think my man that's still in Noah right now to this day, uh, went against Goto, and Goto learned the hard way to not forearm him. Cause dude forearmed the shit out of Goto, and Goto was like, oh, and like, all right, I got I gotta bring it in. So when they brought it in, New Japan said, "This is where we're gonna go. We're gonna change. We're gonna give y'all a chance to go to other places, work on your character. But when you come back, you gotta work stiff. You gotta have some stiff, and you gotta show that you're a fucking man." That's why I love New Japan to this day. Noah too. I wish I could have find a way to get all Japan, but like you know how I feel about the Super Juniors. Super
Hmm.
Juniors tournament. Um, Time Bomb against El Desperado. To me, still one of the best fucking Super Junior finals matches of my lifetime. My opinion. Don't like it. If you got that prerogative. But they went strong style. They did some high flying shit. But the story got interesting when they started going strong style. When Desperado took off his fucking match and said, "Let's go," I was like, "Oh, holy shit!" Motherfuckers chopped them, sweat, perspiration, fell off. Like, oh, they are hitting. Oh, I'm enjoying this early in the morning. I'm waking up my kids. Oh, daddy, you gonna shut the fuck up. They going in. Shit like that. Like, like Suzuki. This dude hold you to his face, move your face to the side, pat your shoulder. But he really want to pat your face because that's where he gonna hit you. But he's like, hey, I want you to make sure your neck is all right. Because when I go, and that shit echoes the arena. A forearm to the chin. I'm sorry, we must understand the art of strong style. You must understand and respect it. Respect it.
Yes.
Don't come to Japan and think it's gonna be fucking roses. Think it's gonna be fucking roses and it's an easy payday. Did you know that Enzo worked with New Japan this year?
New Japan strong, but I've seen it.
New Japan strong, but do you know he worked with? Why I'll bring that up because that's why I'm saying it. He thought it was gonna be easy pay until that forearm touched him.
He ain't survived any.
Oh, he learned his lesson. He learned his lesson. I think that's what I think when he was in WWE, I would have put him in a match with Nakamura and tell Nakamura to go off. Go off. I would have
Now you,
told Nakamura to go the fuck off. He gonna learn today. He gonna learn today.
that's the reason why I would not. That's the reason why I don't need to watch that match because if you put Enzo in New Japan, you know he would get fucked up. Unless he fight American wrestlers and strong, then okay, I will watch it. But if you told me he fight somebody else in New Japan, I'm like I'm probably watch the highlight. I know he get fucked up.
Even if Enzo faces American, if that American got put by Shibata,
Now
because
you
you
know.
remember Shibata was giving them the fucking business when they was training. Look at my man in NXT right now, Fredericks, who was
Oh yeah, oh
he's stiff as
fake.
shit. Yeah,
Yeah.
no, he's a real Indian. I had to look it up. I said the same thing you was about to say, but yeah, he's an Indian. He's a Native American. Uh, but
Okay.
but he's stiff because what's his name? Draws off whatever the fuck his name. He liked that shit. Not Ilya, but the guy he's facing now. He liked that shit, and I was like, yeah. When y'all get motherfuckers from Japan, they stiff as shit. Finn Balor, uh, Damian Priest. Damian Priest had some mini tours in Japan. He came this close to being on Lij.
Damn.
Nakamura. Yeah, that would have been perfect. That'd been awesome. Um, go to AEW. Jay White is stiff. Those guys that work in Japan, not just New Japan, Noah, All Japan, hell, DDT. If you want to get technical, because what's his name? My man that's with Don Callis. Um,
Kazuyosuke Takachitma.
Taka. Oh,
The Alpha. We call him the Alpha.
yeah. Might as well because he's fucking the motherfuckers up. But he was stiff. You saw that knee he gave Kota Ibushi at All In. They had to knock that man out. These guys are keeping the art of strong style alive in other wrestling organizations, and I love it. Even if you're a fan of it, like Eddie Kingston, Seth Rollins, you got to keep it going. Because when you face somebody that is strong style, oh, you want to go that route? Okay, we can go that route. Knock you the fuck out. Go to commercial break. Hey, wake up. We on commercial break. Wake up. Something like
Yeah.
that.
And, but I see people try, emulate the strong style. I
Mm-hmm.
feel like they were bootleg a little bit, like WWE. They always try to do some shit like that. AEW a little bit. Impact, not so much. They pretty much straight up wrestling. NWA, you forget about that. They straight up old school. But if you look at Japan, like hell, I've been watching some classic FMW in which we talk about the next episode of the Art of Pro Wrestling.
Or
If FMW, they got some strong stiff style. They introduced it to the earlier days of FMW, mixed
yeah,
with mixed martial art to pro wrestling, and the fans they got so heated. Yet pro wrestling fans and MMA fans they want to fight each other. They take pride of strong style very much. People almost died.
mm-hmm.
And like the match, one of my all time favorite match is Okada versus Shibata for the
Mm.
IWGP Heavyweight Championship, and he was going ham. And the headbutt, the stiff headbutt, that
Bro,
right there, that's a strong
that
style.
that match, I still to this day, even if he didn't do the headbutt, I still say Shibata should have won that match. Just how stiff that match was. I mean, a testament to Okada because I think that was the year that Okada became like the final boss. Like he survived Suzuki, he survived Kenny Omega, he survived Shibata, and those matches right there, like Kenny Omega was the cardio test. Can he go longer than certain? 'Cause I think that at that time was the longest match for Okada was against Kenny Omega the first time.
Yes.
Then can he survive Suzuki? Suzuki beat the shit out of him at New Beginning. I was at work. Luckily, luckily I was at work in my car. I was like, damn, he is whooping Okada's ass. And then Shibata, who beat the living shit out of Okada. And to the point that when he tried that damn Rainmaker and Shibata just looked at him like, really? Really, motherfucker? Okay. He did his own Rainmaker, was smack the shit out of Okada and pull him to his knees. I'm like, yo, if he don't win this damn match, and I was mad as hell. And to this day, I'm still mad as hell because it's cost us what could have been with Shibata. Like, can you imagine Shibata as world heavyweight champion?
That would put New Japan on the that would put on the map, and that would redefine strong style and possibility of opponents after opponents after opponents. And hell, we may get Kenny Omega versus Shibata.
Oh my god. Shibata versus Suzuki for the world heavyweight title would have been way different than Shibata Suzuki for the in the first round of that tournament. I'm telling you that right now.
That'd be a fight. Hell, that'd be a
Oh,
shoot fight. And we seen Suzuki fought Sakuraba, the Gracie Hunter. We've seen that, and that was a storytelling more than strong style.
well,
But that match,
Sakuraba against Suzuki.
yes, because no bad fact. Yeah, that one too. Because the biggest thing I remember was he got his hair dyed to white.
Yeah, and he
Um,
almost he almost broke Suzuki's arm.
that too. That's the whole main focus is the arm. But the other one was Minoru Suzuki versus Yuji Nagata. No Justice, no Life match. That one, that was a good that was a good storytelling as well. So with strong style, it's storytelling, it's match driven. Is where you take it. And now with the Monday strong style, they still got it. Like the never overweight championship. They still got that's the most strong style title you can get. The pure title in Ring of Honor. Shibata got
Mhm.
it, and with his Google Translate, it was the most smartest thing he ever did. That's a strong style.
I want to say I glad I was laughing my ass off because he said it and he just put the shit there. They're like, I'm like, yo, about time someone use that gimmick. Like they know we ain't gonna have the subtitles on a live interview, so he said, "Fuck, I'm gonna say it and put it next to the microphone." That was genius. That's one thing I do like about wrestling that people don't understand. That goes for WWE, AEW, all that. Use the modern technology for your benefit. I love that. But Shibata now as pure champion. I love that we talk about this because we never thought we were gonna see Shibata back in wrestling. First of all, but
No,
Shibata as pure champion is bringing up people like a Daniel Garcia, like Willie Euler. They putting strong style into their repertoire. Like
hmm
these guys were good technical wrestlers, but they haven't been that stiff in a while. Especially Willie Euler. He. I would love to see Cesaro or Casio against Shibata. We had a little taste of it. Excuse me, it all out. Well, I would love to see a one-on-one match between those two.
if that happened, then Shibata. If that happens, Cesaro got to win the New Japan Strong title
Oh
from
God,
Eddie Kingston,
I don't want
and
that to happen.
me neither. But it will open doors for him against against Shibata because he's undefeated, and the rope break streak is still continuing. People got to pay attention to that.
Oh yes, oh yes.
But I would love to see that Shibata versus Cesaro for all them. I mean, not Cesaro, Claudio for all them titles. Hell, if you're talking about strong style, Dragunov, he brings a strong style, and he helped out a lot of wrestlers, including Dragovic.
Carmelo,
That's
Carmelo.
Carmelo Hayes, who he could do some strong style, but and him and Dijak in a last man standing match, when he did that punch from the top into the back of the head,
Yeah, yeah. But
it's
see,
it
if you go bring out Dragunov, you gotta bring Dragunov against Walter.
for the NXT
That
UK title.
yes, that was strong style. If you wanna bring in Walter and or Gunther against Sheamus, Classic Castle, that was strong style. If we go further than that, if we go to AEW and get Samoa Joe uh against against
Darby,
Suzuki, against
Suzuki.
Darby, hell against Roderick Strong this past week, that was strong style.
No,
I
I would say more Ring of Honor style, but yeah.
I mean, but when they start chopping,
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it was strong style. So strong style is a major, it's a major, most important form of wrestling now, especially today with fans wanting wrestling, but physical wrestling. Strong style is important today than has it ever been because people got their phones, people record a lot. I wanted to record him chop. I couldn't get it because he did it so fast. I wanted to hear Walter chop because I never heard it live. I
Mm.
couldn't catch it, but his shit was loud as shit. Like, excuse me, like we really everybody shushed when we know he's about to chop. We all shushed just to hear it. He chopped the shit out of fucking Gable. I was like, God damn, you know. So strong style is very important form of wrestling for today. Look at all this YouTube. Like someone actually got a compilation of Walter's chops. Someone got a compilation of Suzuki's forearm. Someone got a compilation of Samoa Joe being a badass. It's an important part of wrestling that we still watch today. And it don't matter what wrestling, you're gonna see someone that's either was a part or still a part of strong style wrestling.
Hmm.
It can you cannot, and I repeat, you cannot try to try to dishonor it or try to erase it. If I should say, try to erase it from wrestling because you can't. You can't. It's important.
Yeah, it's really part of wrestling, and without strong style, today of pro wrestling would have been it would have been different. It would be it will go to a different style, more like European lucha libre, hardcore,
Mhm.
and of course WWE. But that'll be the style we would have seen. But you throw in strong style, you bring more realism, you bring more sports, you bring a more grounded version of what pro wrestling should look like, and New Japan showed that,
Right.
and that's why I really love it, and that's why we appreciate strong style, and they changed the game of it, and I'm glad what we got. Hell, now everybody can be strong style, but god damn it, you can bring a little bit piece into your repertoire as your move set.
It's a video out there. I do not know the title of it, but it's a video where you see, and no disrespect to WWE when I say this, because some people use it as a finish move, but they got it. This is how the movie is WWE. This is how the movie is in Japan, where it's more effective. I just remember at least two of them. One is the ripcord V trigger from Kenny Omega, and then a
Hmm.
ripcord knee trigger from Seth Rollins. And you can see and feel the impact more from Kenny Omega than Seth Rollins. Then you got uh was it what was it? Was it Destino or was it? I think it was Destino. I think somebody did Destino and WWE, and then they show Naito's Destino. Then they show the Rainmaker, and it's different moves that is more effective in Japan because it looked like it really fucked somebody up in Japan. It looked like it fucked them up in WWE. So if you go do strong style, it don't matter WWE, AEW. You go do strong style, you gotta do it right. Or just like, mm, did I say Jungle Boy gets Sonata?
Mm.
The Japanese fans was pissed off for two reasons. One, their champion was the fourth match of the show, and two, it didn't look believable for
Yeah,
Japanese fans anyway.
that
And
was not it.
nah, and that's what Japanese fans want. Like they like the entertainment part, but they want some realism with their wrestling. Like they want to hear your ass get punished, and when you get those, and they want when a match end. Unlike us here in the states, in Japan, they give you fucking ice packs after the match. Hey,
Yeah.
boy, you went through hell. Here, take this ice pack. And here's another one. Good lord. Hey, young boy, carry him to the back. Jesus. We don't get that here in this thing. Like, everybody like, get your ass up. We got another match to go through. Come on, hurry, hurry, hurry. The lights not get the fuck out. Japan, boy, you get your ass whooped. Those young boys gotta carry your ass. Like, you gotta make this shit believable. Like, come on, we all right. Unless you're Ishii. If you Ishii, don't touch him. Ishii not no punk. You ain't gonna carry him out to the ring. Like, fuck that. I don't want no damn ice pack either. Y'all know how I feel about Ishii. So
Oh yeah.
I Japanese wrestling is a huge part, but strong style is a huge part of the business in general. So that's all I really gotta say about strong style. About unless you got something more to add.
Nah. We pretty much covered that part.
Yay.
So yeah. So the next episode 62, we're talking about reality TV shows. Now that TV, we're talking about the Academy. The minute I was joking. No, we're going
C-Money.
to no, we're gonna talk about Japanese hardcore. We talked about hardcore in the past, but Japanese hardcore, I think, is totally different because I've been watching hours and hours of FMW, and I feel like FMW doesn't get that much credit or respect as they deserve. And if they bring up FMW, they think about Hayabusa, Ushio Nonita. That's it. But when I watch like hours of FMW on YouTube, I give more flowers to them more than ECW
They stole
because
ECW stole the idea from them.
exactly, and that's why I believe Ushio Nonita belong in the Hall of Fame of either WWE or of any other promotion or AEW. Somehow, somewhere, he deserved it, but that's pretty much touchy. Um,
Ain't
yeah,
touching me. This man sold out the damn Tokyo Dome, which the New Japan is still trying to find out how to do. This man sold out the Tokyo Dome not once but twice against Keiji Muto and my hero Chono in matches that should not been in New Japan. Period. But we would talk more about that because death matches. I mean, true death matches. All those matches you saw, Captain Jack against Terry Funk, God
Punk,
rest his soul, happened in FMW.
yes, pretty
So
much everything and all kind of crazy shit in Japan. But yes, we're going to talk about Japanese hardcore, the art of wrestling. We talk about that. Pretty much we're going to talk about, of course, New Japan, AEW, uh, NWA, MOW. So anything pops up, one of those brands, we're going to talk about it. For episode 62. If something pops up, get a little tidbits. If something pisses off, we get a little heat or smoke one way or another. So we we
we
always gonna talk about some shit.
we gonna get some smoke. I guarantee you, something gonna piss you the hell off.
Yes, and and we talk more than about WWE and AEW. This we talk more than
Yes,
that. So
yes. I'm gonna tell you right now. I'm gonna tell you right now. I am gonna let me do a final thought on this for a minute. Yeah, I think
mhm.
we about to end the show right now.
Yeah,
Uh, Final thought. And I'm gonna do it here, and I'm gonna do it on Hills for Life podcast. So if anybody don't watch it here, you go watch it up there. Can we go to wrestling shows and stop trying to embarrass the wrestling companies? Stop taking pictures of the black tart side, or stop taking pictures of people leaving for Rampage. They didn't. Nobody was there for this and that. Blah blah. Or WWE didn't sign. They didn't sign. They just do this side because that shit is played out. How about this? Enjoy the fucking show. Be lucky that your ass is one of the audience members that's gonna be probably on TV. And enjoy the fucking show. Stop trying to embarrass the damn companies because you mad because they doing better than what you feel like they doing better than your company. Stop it. First of all, it's not your company. You're a fanboy. We are fans. Let's enjoy it because this boomer wrestling. And I know it's not gonna happen. I know I'm speaking wishful thinking, but one of these days, one of these days, I think wrestling gonna come together. One of these days, I'm not. Again, wishful thinking. But one of these days, it's gonna be a joint product where it's gonna be WWE, AEW, Impact, New Japan, ML, all this shit come together as a wrestling summit. They don't have to go against each other. No, they have to go against AEW versus WWE. They just all come together and give us a match representing their company under one roof. And when they do that, maybe, just maybe, y'all can shut the fuck up. Just maybe. Well, until then, it's not gonna happen. So,
cyber fight. But
no, that's Japanese. Japanese wrestling. Japanese wrestling is whole. That, in fact, the states need to learn something from Japanese and European wrestling because those guys come together.
they're true.
They come together. Japanese wrestling come together. They do Noah with New Japan, Noah with All Japan. Like you just said, Cyberfest. You know they do Cyberfest this year. Kind of pissed off because I want to see someone get knocked the fuck out again. But still, you
Classic.
know, it's still classic. It's still on my phone. I use that. They come together. Red Pro, Progress, ICW, Wrestle One. They come together. Why we can't do it in the States? Because money money is more important than our love for wrestling. If you love money, put that shit together. I bet you make money.
Yeah, unless you got
I
a big
guarantee,
ego.
I guarantee it.
Yeah. My final thoughts. Just sit back and enjoy wrestling and stop taking pictures of CM Punk bleed himself. Um,
That was funny. That was funny. And he was really like,
yeah,
oh
I'm like, damn it, you see bleeding. But still, just sit back and enjoy wrestling, respect one another, just show the fuck out, and that's it. And don't be a stalker. But
oh my
anyway,
god.
nah, don't be that guy. Like, I won't go to your house. But anyway,
I love you.
yes, I'm glad the stalker era is over. But anyway,
I hope
I'm your boy, I'm your boy Hiromu Takahashi, and I still got my partner Cream Boot over there. Also, my part, my friend, my partner Antonio.
I will have a name next week. I will be ready next week. I swear I will. But I was not ready for that. I was not ready for that. I wasn't.
So,
Goddamn deal. But this is gonna be a good week. So enjoy wrestling, man. Your favorite rebels will be back. We go we definitely got to do some more promoting for this, man, because I did not know we actually you actually got a subscriber that knows us. We need to ask him to sponsor us. Called Beltman. He loves us, bro. I talked.
yes.
He loves us, man. So I'm gonna ask him to sponsor us and stuff like that. So, yeah,
Oh
man.
yes.
So if you Derek, help us out. Promote us. Help promote us, and we can get some more people over here, and possibly get some guests. Get some good brothers from the Wolf Pack. Get some good brothers from Hills for Life or other podcasts. Let's just cut the shit. Talk wrestling, man. That's all we do. We talk wrestling here.
Yes, and that's what we definitely need to do. If not, we're gonna come in like the outside with a damn vest and jeans and start some podcast war. Anyway,
Oh no, we just invade your shit and take over.
yeah. Just let that Rough Rider skit take over. Shot him. Anyway, but
he knows his shit. That man knows his shit. There you go.
of course, I will ride the Rough Rider chant, but I don't know. Like, give me your damn chant. No, but
You get a t-shirt. You get a t-shirt. Hey
it,
man, listen, go to your local DTLR. You probably can find a jersey or something there.
yeah, most likely, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, if my shirt torn over like Hulk Hogan in WrestleMania 3, you know the answer why. But anyway,
Yep, I know.
it is. Yeah, oh wow, really? So the
I
truth has
know.
come out.
Yes, I know.
But
I
anyway, until then, we see you guys next time. Always embrace the thirst,
feel it. Mm-hmm.
and that too, the Lord David. Until then, see ya.